I'm Kaya Masiak. Welcome to this week's episode of Montclair News Lab, The Shelf, where we'll show you several stories that never aired because of everything surrounding the coronavirus and the George Floyd protests, but we feel are definitely worth sharing.
I'm Elena Plumser, reporting from East Windsor. It's tough being a recent college graduate. Believe me, I know. Our next story is about a recent graduate from our program who isn't working, but she found a way to contribute to society during this crisis. Former News Lab alum Mary Alex graduated from TV production at Montclair State in spring 2019 and currently lives in Cherry Hill. She's looking for work and in her spare time decided to make masks and give them away.
I learned how to do it with a YouTube tutorial for me, my boyfriend, and my mom.
Her godmother had all of the supplies. They were in business.
And then I made a Facebook post asking if anybody needed masks or wanted masks, and had a huge amount of people.
Mary has made and handed out hundreds of masks, but what stands out is she's doing this almost completely free of charge.
I'm not making any profits off of it. I'm just asking for a $5 donation for shipping and handling. And I know people are losing their jobs or just the income just isn't there anymore. So I just want this to be accessible for everyone.
Mary's social media posts have gained a lot of attention. Mary was connected with her friend's mom, Dr. Susan Zolbert, who lives in Clifton and is a pediatrician at Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. The doctor got 10 of them.
At this point in time, so many healthcare workers as well as so many other people are in need of masks. And certainly from my medical perspective, was really in short supply, especially early on.
Mary has also received requests from college students. Fiona Horvat, a junior studying exercise science at Montclair, lives with her grandparents in Bergenfield. Fiona says these masks are better for older people.
It makes us feel safer. The 95 masks are really itchy and too much, and these masks did the job and they were way more comfortable.
Friends have sent her photos of them wearing the masks or even posting them online. They are a hit.
There's a lot of people in need right now, and she's just adding light to the subject and making sure everyone's safe.
Mary has set up a fundraiser on Facebook to help with supplies, shipping, and handling, which has already reached over $200. A heartwarming good deed helping many feel safer during this time. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Elena Plumser.
Up next on The Shelf, many churches, synagogues, and mosques are slowly reopening in New Jersey per Governor Murphy's executive order. During the height of the shutdown, our reporter Jeremy Wall profiled one synagogue in Union County that continued to serve its congregants remotely. Until now, here's his update.
Bethel Synagogue in East Windsor, New Jersey is usually packed on Friday nights of congregants observing Shabbat. Its usually busy sanctuary has been empty each week as congregants have had to change the way they observe it. J.S. Kornsgold has been the rabbi of the conservative synagogue for over 25 years. This is the first time he has ever seen the synagogue like this.
And the only time I could say that the synagogue looks like it does now is when it's late at night. Synagogues are not meant to be this way.
The conservative synagogue is still holding Shabbat services just a little differently.
Friday night, we're doing it via Facebook Live, and we're done before Shabbat starts. And Saturday night, we're doing it through Zoom.
While services on Zoom have been helpful in keeping its numerous congregants connected, many are still missing being in the actual synagogue. Dan and Lori Burchett have been members of the temple for over 2 decades. Each week, they normally spend Shabbat there.
We go to synagogue almost every Saturday. After services, there's always a luncheon, and it's nice to sit with the people that you see each week and catch up.
Like many Jewish families, the pandemic has changed their Shabbat experience.
The Zoom thing, it's a great tool to use. You're really not with the person, even though it tries to give it that effect.
One of the families that also now has to tune into Facebook Live for the synagogue's weekly services. They believe that once the pandemic ends, their Saturday Shabbat rituals at Bethel might not happen for a while.
I think that the community feel of our every Saturday lunch with our community is going to be put on hold. It's going to be very different to go to synagogue, pray, and then everybody leaves because there's no kiddush luncheon to stay for.
Ultimately, we are going to follow whatever the guidelines that we're allowed to do. Bethel Synagogue community, it may not be together physically, but we truly believe that we are together spiritually.
Like other places of worship, Beth El has set up a task force to help shape what the building will look like when it reopens. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Jeremy Wall.
Alongside healthcare frontline workers like nurses and doctors, recreational therapists also take risks in keeping people healthy. Our News Lab reporter Luis Biondolillo reports for The Shelf.
My cousin's fiance is working on the front lines in one of these rehab facilities. Teresa DeLauro is a recreational therapist at Hamilton Park Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Brooklyn. She's been working on floors filled with COVID patients and has been trying to keep their spirits up.
I know that everyone's always asking how we're feeling, how their families are feeling, but they are scared because they don't know what's going on outside. They haven't seen their family members in over a month.
But with Teresa's help, patients are still able to connect with their loved ones.
I go into residents' rooms, I FaceTime with the families, I'll take a picture of their loved one with a sign saying, I miss you, or I want to hug you, or whatever the case may be.
For Teresa's own safety, her fiance, my cousin Rosario Rizzo, asked her to pause working during the pandemic.
I would tell her sometimes not even to go into work, call out sick, or just don't, take a vacation day or something, because it was nerve-wracking.
But Teresa continued to go to work.
If it was just me working, I would say, okay, I'll quit. It's who's going to do those FaceTime calls?
Why does Teresa risk her health? Here's why. It's all about this, sending a COVID patient home. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Luis Biondolillo.
Follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Montclair News Lab, on Twitter at MSU News Lab, and catch up with us on our website, montclairnewslab.tv, for more. Martin Luther King once said, "We must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope." For Montclair News Lab, I'm Kaya Masiak. Have a wonderful day.